In June of 2020, a toddler in Castlewood was assaulted and taken to the hospital in Watertown, where she was pronounced dead. Little Georgie Eaglestar's mother and stepfather were arrested, and her mother, Josephine Raymundo, originally faced a litany of serious felony charges. Now, a year and a half later, the case against Raymundo is nearing an end, but she won't end up behind bars for long. As Angela Kenneke reports in tonight's KELOLAND News investigation, Georgie's foster parents are speaking about what went wrong and why they say her death was completely preventable. Plus, Angela looks into the criminal case against her mother.
It was her infectious laugh that 2-year-old Georgie was best known for.
People just rave over that, and that's how she was.
John and Paula Fogarty have been foster parents to a number of children. They adopted 2 of Georgie's siblings and are fostering another 3 of them.
God put these kids in our lives, and we just want to take care of and love them, and we feel it's our responsibility to, now that they're here, to do our best.
Georgie was a natural fit in their home.
She just had a sense with people and just was really warm with them, and people just took her in like crazy. It was amazing.
Why was she taken out of the home in the first place?
There was some difficulty finding the mother one night, and the baby was left with some friends.
KELOLAND Investigates conducted a background check and found that incident resulted in Josephine Raymundo's arrest on July 22, 2018, for contributing to the abuse, neglect, or delinquency of a minor. All along, the Fogartys expected to have to eventually return little Georgie to her mother.
We've had several different kids, and they've all went back, and it's all been a great thing. And that's what foster care is supposed to be. It's supposed to kind of give families a chance to rebuild without all the pressure on them. And we know that.
After 17 months in their home, Georgie went back to Raymundo. It was just before her 2nd birthday.
The system largely works. Families grow in a good way, but in this case, the system seemed not to work.
Georgie's mother has an 8-page record going back to 2009. That includes DUI and simple assault charges. The Fogartys were worried about Georgie.
Were there any signs that you know of that she was being abused before her death?
Nothing that we were positive of.
Were you suspicious?
We heard rumors.
Did you try to take action or to see if you could get her back when you were suspicious of this?
We had been in contact with people, yes.
Our gut was telling us something wasn't right, but you can't document that. You can't prove that.
Instead, on June 2, 2020, emergency responders were called to the Raymundo home for an unresponsive child. Georgie was taken to Prairie Lakes Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. According to her death certificate, Georgie was assaulted prior to arrival at the emergency room, and her manner of death was homicide.
I think there's a lot of should-haves in this situation. Maybe we should have voiced our concerns a little earlier or louder. Georgie should be in preschool right now. She should have been singing in the school program.
Josephine Raymundo was arrested and originally charged with felony child abuse. Then, a grand jury indicted her on both first and second-degree manslaughter charges. Josephine's husband, De Jesus Raymundo, is also facing felony child abuse charges in Georgie's death.
It's always tragic when a child dies, but this didn't have to happen.
Right, exactly. She should be here with us. There was plenty of avenues for her to have a thriving life. She was here for 17 months with us and did very well.
The court case against Josephine has dragged on for nearly 18 months.
It's very emotional just because you kind of gear up to, okay, this is going to finally be over, and then it's delayed again. But I have to have faith it's for a better outcome.
However, in a plea deal in October with Hamlin County State's Attorney John Delzer, manslaughter charges against Josephine Raymundo were dropped in exchange for a guilty plea to felony child abuse. along with an agreement that Raymundo would face no more than a 5-year prison sentence. In court documents, Raymundo admitted she exposed her child to the care of her mother, who was an abusive alcoholic. However, no charges were ever filed against Raymundo's mother, who was not named.
Hopefully, justice is served on that end of it. It's just very difficult for us to understand everything and know how those decisions are made.
Judgment and sentencing is up to the judge and the Lord. I just don't want to ever see anybody go through this again.
I love you.
Now, the Fogartys hold on tight to their memories of little Georgie, like the way John would sing to her.
Of all of our other babies, I don't think any other one could sing at that age and respond to you. But she would always finish a song just like she did in the clip.
I love my Georgie girl, yes, I.
So I'd love to sing her that song. I'd say, we love our Georgie girl, we love our Georgie girl. Yes, we, and then she would always finish it.
I do.
Josephine Raymundo will be sentenced next week. I reached out to the Hamlin County State's attorney to ask why the manslaughter charges had been dropped. But John Delzer told me he could not comment before her sentencing. Just in October, Raymundo was arrested again for DUI, driving without a license, having drugs, and an open alcohol container. Those charges were all dropped, while De Jesus Raymundo has pleaded not guilty to felony child abuse charges. No hearings are currently scheduled in his case. I also reached out to the Department of Social Services about the return of Georgie to her mother. DSS says it is not able to comment on specific Child Protection Services cases.